I'm a bit confused about all the positioning stuff here from both teams. I would say that usually. Oh wait, let me. So usually, if the enemy team has a Reinhardt and stuff coming in through the castle, like your Reinhardt is pushed up way too much. So okay, you have your D.Va here, looking down, getting all of the information. Yeah, I guess I'm tired. I'm confused, making mistakes left, right, and center. But okay, you have your D.Va here, looking at everything from the high ground. She can see where everyone is coming from, and should be calling out if they go castle or if they go main. So Reinhardt can stay. Well, your position would be good for a Reinhardt, because that means if D.Va says they're going castle, you go left and you stand here. And if D.Va says they're going main, then Reinhardt moves to the right and stands main. But you as the Ana would probably want to stand somewhere around here. I don't know if I said anything about that last time, but the three main things that I'm thinking about when positioning as Ana is, like, one, do I have good line of sights of the fight, and like or of teammates, of the fight, of the enemies, and two, do I have cover? So am I safe from like Widowmakers and well, enemy fire in general? And number three is proximity to your second support or a health pack, in case you don't have a second support or something stupid like that. And this little area fits all three of those things. You would ideally at least always have two of those things in mind for every single time you position yourself. But the third is for the optimal positions, and this one keeps all of those three things in mind. You have cover behind these little stone walls. You have pretty good line of sights over the payload and over this whole bridge as well. You just need to take one step forward to get some pretty good line of sights if they decide to come out through the castle. And number three, you have a big health pack inside the little room to the left there, and you can tell your Zen to stay with you so that you can protect each other. This way it's going to be really hard for a Widowmaker as well to keep.
Ryan behind, Ryan behind, Ryan behind.
If you hit a sleep dart like this, I would probably just shoot or throw the nade instantly here. You have your Ana, you have the Lucio right next. So if you hit an anti-nade here, this fight becomes super easy.
Sleep.
So your D.Va tickles him awake.
He's asleep.
But that's to be expected. And he blocks the nade.
On his one.
Some really nice right
On a one. Okay, nice.
Not sure what happens here, but you get wrecked by a Widowmaker on the high. There's not much space where you can hide yourself if you're standing here. Like, there's only the payload. But that was like the team's mistake more than your own, I guess. But it is something that you can tell your Reinhardt as well, because you don't want to get sandwiched from two directions. That is not good. Oh my god, that scared me. That scared me. This little micro strafe to the left, you almost strafed right into the charge. Like here, you're running away from it. Then you stop and you go left. That scared the shit out of me.
Reinhardt behind, Reinhardt behind. Let's stagger this, Ryan. Nice, nice. Got you then.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Diva behind on. Diva's one. Nice.
Okay, so let's see here. I guess that sleeper was actually fine. You got 2 kills. If you hit it, you get a free pick.
Got you then.
If you don't, it's fine. They still have to regroup. Sleep dart. It was a low risk, low reward sleep dart, but the thing is that though, it wasn't even close to hitting anything. You aimed it right into this wall, and as far as I know, walls are not huge fans of sleeping. They generally tend to avoid doing that. But that is due to your flicking way or flicking motion or whatever I'm supposed to call it. Let's look at this in slow motion. Oh, that sounds bad. I guess that you want to hit the Ana here on the right, but you move your crosshair from over here all the way to over here. So I'm not really sure what kind of sensitivity you have, or if it is because you have been practicing hitting sleep darts in a certain way. If you've been in like a custom game with 0 cooldown sleep darts, and then you've been doing a bunch of crazy flicks, then maybe you have you formed this habit where you always flick your sleep dart. If you're doing long range sleep darts, then you don't really need to flick. You can trace and aim it like a predictable Hanzo shot, or just like you're shooting your regular shots. When they are long range, you don't really need a lot of movement.
You're powered up. Get in there.
But none is fine.
Diva behind on.
Keep up the pressure.
Diva's one.
Diva's feeding.
Nice. Oh, Tracer's one. Tracer. Okay, she went back in spawn.
Oh, Ryan killed himself. Nice. Are you the only one with the microphone, or is it muted? Nice. Ryan is dead. You need to
Ryan
move back.
anti. Ryan.
Okay.
I ate it. Nice.
Okay, so this would have probably been a feed in a higher rated game. So your Reinhardt is dead. They are running in with their own Reinhardt and a Lucio. You are dead. You are dead here if you stay here. So the first shot was probably fine. It's not gonna do much to a Rhine shield though with 2000 HP. So it's better to just move back, take a safer position.
Ryan anti.
Remember corners. If you're standing here, if he tries to shatter you, you can just take a small step to the right, and you are in no danger at all here. So you try to sleep dart his shatter reactively, and it works just because he's jumping. You see here he's up in the air, and that increases the cast time of the shatter. Otherwise it is really hard to reactively sleep dart, since there is a 0.5 second cast time, I think, on the sleep dart, and shatter has... Wait, I don't want to lie here. Let's Google this shit. Earth Shatter. Okay, Earth Shatter has a 0.6 seconds casting time, and Sleep Dart has 0.5. So that is gonna be a tall order. 0.1 seconds reaction time.
Ryan sleeping.
No,
Ryan sleeping.
I ate it.
Ryan
I
sleeping,
ate it.
Ryan
I ate
sleeping,
it.
Nice, 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 nice.
Yeah, you survive this
Oh,
time and your
you're big,
DPS
dude.
cleans house. But it
Tracer
was still
behind
a
and,
positional
Diva?
mistake.
Diva anti. Right. Baby Diva sleep.
There's a chaser that's going to touch.
Yeah, there's still Tracer on us. Alright, never mind.
Never
We're
mind.
good. We're good. We're good.
Nice. Oh, welcome back, Shuyi. Yeah, no Mick Pug. I guess it's only because of the recording.
Ryan sleeping. Ryan anti.
Nice.
Kill Ryan. Kill
Now you use the anti-nade
Ryan.
instantly. Farah is really annoying to deal with. Unless she actually goes into a room and tries to melee you. Melee ground Farah, what is this? Okay, well I really like you instantly reacted to the Farah shots, hiding in here. Could have maybe told your Reinhardt. He notices it anyway. Unlucky. Could have maybe survived with a bit faster sleep dart. But shit happens.
Experience tranquility.
Okay.
I need some healing too. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was probably a misclick. It happens.
Don't worry, I'll eat.
Okay, so I like this. You're pushing the payload. You're standing on the left side. Not sure if you're doing this on purpose, but at least the payload is giving you some cover. That was a big nade, nice aim. You got both tanks with the plus healing and the enemy Rhine with the purple. This is like perfect nade. Usually you're not gonna get more value than this. And these are the regular nades that you should be hitting at least a few times per game. At least if it's a Rhine versus Rhine battle. But you wanna always try to get that plus healing on your tank and the anti-healing on the enemy tank to swing the fight in your favor. Picture perfect. Could have probably nanoed there since both tanks were critical. Let's move back here. Yeah, so big nade. You actually win this fight since they do not have a Zarya to cleanse the anti-nade. You can definitely nano one of them, since healing boosted nano heals 600 HP. That is an instantly full HP tank. So you can nano one of them, doesn't really matter, but the Rhine is probably going to be the better target here. So nano the Rhine, he is also not on the ground. I think the D.Va is shattered and on the ground here. So okay, but they're charging each other, so that's why they're falling over. But yeah, nano the Rhine and start spam healing your D.Va here, and you could probably save both of them.
Help me, Genji on point, help me, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, this is the team fight is already lost, so it doesn't really matter that Genji's on you, and that even if you win this fight 1 versus 1, you still lost the fight. It doesn't really matter. You also have ult, so it's not like you can gain any ult charge or anything here. So you could just as well jump off the map here.
Somebody please. Okay, dude.
No, we're all dead.
Oh, you're all dead. Sorry.
I guess that's why you wrote awareness 100.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
That's my fault.
I wonder though how you didn't notice, because
Help me.
3 of your teammates were in
I'm
front
gonna
of you.
die.
And they died while you were looking at them. Well, it happens.
I'm about to die. Genji on point. Somebody please. I didn't notice any awareness.
My team beneath me.
Guys, ready for this blind bomb? Easy.
Cut this in one. Genji sleeping? He's dead.
Okay. Okay, so the Widowmaker got a kill on your Zen. Where was the Zen? Oh, okay. Zen is what's Zen doing there? Okay, but Zen died from Widowmaker here. You know there's a Widow in this little door. Do not peek. Do not try to take duels against Widowmakers. It is 9 times out of 10 not gonna end in your favor. What you could be doing though is throw a sleep dart or an aid into this small corridor. If you hit a sleep, could give you a kill or your teammates a kill. If you hit an anti-nade, could also get your Reinhardt to become brave enough to push. Or even if you don't hit the anti-nade, you might at least hit the Reinhardt, and it's probably gonna come off cooldown before the actual fight begins here. Let's see, you have your Nano ready, so you also have a Genji in your team. Did you check for Nano Blade? I haven't seen a tab press. That was pretty
Genji's
nice
half.
try. Let's see. Okay, so I really think that you need to do some changes, either to your sensitivity or to your to the way you practice sleep darts. And I'm not even sure that you are practicing sleep darts because your flicks are always overshooting by like half a mile. So yeah, let's move back here. So yeah, just like the last time, your crosshair was somewhere around there, and then you overshoot all the way like half a mile to the right of the Genji, and then you try to readjust it before the shot has been released, which is possible to do. It is possible to do if you're super fast, but it is not gonna be fast enough. Really good nade though. Really good nade. Always wait until it hits the first swing, and then nade your feet for easy heal boost on yourself and purple on the Genji.
Genji's half. Okay.
Fortunately, your Zen is dead. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
we get
on
the payload? No, we don't.
so close to a cap.
Yo, I'm 3 health still, dude. Can I get a heal? Anna. Zen.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Zen.
I'm dead. I got.
Fucking on.
Are you still 3 health, fam? Come over here. Let me see you.
I was still 3 health.
Experience.
Oh, this Zen and his trances, I do not know, man.
Dude.
Huge.
Genji tag.
There's not been a lot of regrouping in this game either. So these are some really weird pugs. I mean, most of the team fights haven't really been team fights. It looks like most of the people are respawning and just running into red people and shooting at red people and pressing their abilities.
Okay.
But okay, it looks like your team accidentally grouped up here. And unfortunately, you were forced to use trans, but at least it made your team group up. So let's see what you can do here. Still haven't pressed tab in a while. You need to know when your Genji is coming up on that blade so you can combo. That was weird,
What?
but okay. At least you're
That
alive.
looked like it would have hit me.
Let's see here.
Right for you.
Okay, so they have a bunch of ranged people. A position I would take here in this situation, if you go down the stairs here to the left, you're a bit more protected from, at least from from their DPS heroes that are standing on this elevation. Your head is gonna be hidden since there are a few steps downwards here, and it gives you at least a little bit of cover, and it gives you super good sightlines over the fight.
What?
At least you
That
survived.
looked like it
So
would've hit me.
this
Hello?
should be easy fight now for you.
What is happening?
Okay, you decide to nano to save the diva. And they trans, but this fight looks like a win. So a bit too trigger happy with the sleep dart here. since you are already up 2, let's see here.
What is happening?
You kill their Ryan and you kill their... Yeah, you kill their Ryan, you kill their Genji, and they pop trance here. So this is a situation where you should be super happy and like, nice, I just need to stay back, play safe, heal my tanks, and we will eventually win this fight. They are 2 down, you're 6 versus 4. They also just wasted trance. There's pretty much nothing they can do. So randomly throwing out the sleep dart, it didn't really have a purpose. Like even if you hit someone, like the Diva's probably just gonna tickle, or the Rhine is gonna like swing once, and everyone's gonna get hit there. And especially since trance is on, even if you sleep someone, they probably won't die. And just as I say that, the rest comes in. Imagine if you sleep this, there's no more Genji. The Mercy probably just instantly dies.
I'm dead. Oh, you're good, dude. You're so good, dude.
Yeah, nice. That was a really good shot by the Zen.
Nice. We got it, dude. Let me see you again. Nice. Alright. See you.
Big purple.
Yo, he's one.
Yeah,
Nice.
melee him. Melee him.
Monkey on cart. We're good. Anti. Monkey's anti, monkey's purple. Monkey's half. Monkey's one. Monkey's sleeping? Monkey's sleeping on me? Very nice. Steady.
Alright, it's a...
Alright. Baby diva. Okay. Lucio on point. Lucio anti? No, never mind. You jumped through my nade. Steady.
So it looks like I actually have this problem too. I have my push to talk button on my mouse. So sometimes when I'm talking, I like I stop aiming and just randomly shoot, and it looks like you're doing the same thing, but instead of stopping to aim, you just stop shooting altogether.
Monkey's one.
So here, when you call that a Winston is sleeping, you still have 12 shots, 11.
Monkey's anti, monkey's purple. Monkey's half. Monkey's one.
Okay, no, this was not when he sleeps. When is he sleeping?
Monkey's
Okay, here.
sleeping?
You sleep him. Oh, okay, yeah, you could have reloaded here, but that's unlucky.
Monkey's sleeping?
Anyways,
Monkey's sleeping on me? Very nice. Steady.
Alright, it's a...
Alright. Baby diva.
yeah, here. You just stop shooting with 9 shots left.
Okay. Lucio on
I
point.
saw you do that some other time when you started talking. Maybe it's because you have push to talk on your mouse key or something. Or maybe it's just because you're thinking about what to do next.
Lucio on point.
But you shouldn't get into the habit of being able to talk and shoot at the same time.
Lucio anti? No, never mind. You jumped through my nade. We win, dude. Nice.
So yeah, well played. I figure pressing tab if you have a Genji on your team, that is good. And he actually seemed quite good. He got a bunch of 3Ks and 4Ks with his naked blades without the nano. So try to communicate with him. Keep track of his ult. If he's not on voice, just press tab like a few times per fight. It is also a very good habit to get into, just to see what ults your team has, and if the enemy teams have swapped a hero or something, maybe they just swapped to a Widowmaker and something, and you actually need to adjust your positioning a little bit to take into account a long-range sniper, or maybe they just swapped to a Sombra or a Tracer, and now you suddenly have a flanker to try to deal with and think about. So pressing tab all the time, really good habit to get used to. And yeah, I guess that's it. Don't be afraid to use your nano to save tanks. You did it a few times, but you could have done it even more. Unless you have a Genji, that you want a nano blade, then of course you want to save the nano for the blade. But even then, sometimes you just have those fights where if you nano someone, you will just straight up win, like the one earlier with the downed Reinhardt and the Diva. Hello Hamae. Welcome